My name is Rusha. I'm a student from National University, a graduate student in applied behavior analysis. And this is my second stage of the interview. The project name is Problem Analysis Interview. And I am with the instructor from the special ed school at the Moore Elementary School. How are you, Mr. Weir? Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.
So let us turn to the problem and analysis interview, which is the second stage of the consultation. Problem analysis follows the problem identification interview that was held earlier. It involved determining the purpose of the target behavior. As you will note, during the problem identification interview, you stated that Sam exhibits aggressive behaviors that comprises of hitting, screaming, yelling, pulling hair, punching the wall, and kicking his peers. After the interview, we observed the parents' consent and observed Sam's aggressive behaviors for 3 days. Throughout that time, I collected data, which you have in front of you. We will discuss the data later in this interview. During this problem analysis, the consultant, who happens to be me, and the consultant, who happens to be you, will together identify factors and issues that may lead to the solution of the target problem. Aggressive behavior. For example, I may help you in focusing on different factors such as the environment, interpersonal child characteristics, or skills deficit of Sam. Moreover, the consultant and consultee will use the identified factors to develop a plan that is designed to obtain interventions of Sam's problem behavior/aggression. The problem analysis process consists of the following steps: choosing an analysis procedure, conducting conditions and skills analysis, developing plan strategies, developing interventions, and creating methods to assess performance during implementation. This steps takes place in two broad phases. The first phase includes an analysis of factors that may lead to the solution of the problem. The second phase involves the development of a plan or treatment to solve the problem, the plan design phase. So the question that you will be answering today will focus on 4 steps in the 2 phases that I just discussed. Do you have any questions?
Not at the moment, no.
I have reviewed the data collected. So from the onset, can we begin by considering the data?
Yes.
As you see on these sheets, based on the data on September 30th, 2019, Sam engaged in aggressive behaviors 15 times between 9 to 12 p.m., consisting of screaming, yelling, hitting, and punching peers. Do you see that?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Let's look at the second ABC sheet.
Yes, right in front of me.
Again, on September 21st, 2019, Sam demonstrated aggressive behaviors of a total of 14. 14 times in these behaviors like screaming, yelling, hitting, and throwing pencils at peers and staff. These behaviors happen between the hours of 9 to 12 p.m. Do you see the trends?
Yes, I do.
Finally, let's turn to sheet 3. According to sheet 3 on September 23rd, 2019, Sam exhibited 13 times aggressive behaviors, including throwing, hitting, screaming, and kicking. These behaviors also took place between the hours of 11 to 1 p.m. So the data seems to indicate a problem behavior because Sam engages in aggressive behavior on an average of 13 times per day across the 3 days of the observation.
I told you that Sam is very aggressive.
So it means we have a baseline. A baseline is an average or starting point for measuring behavior problem. So I think we have sufficient data to work. Do you agree that we have enough data to use?
Yes, we're talking about 14 times. That's enough data that we can work with right now.
So Sam is engaging in aggressive behaviors, hitting, screaming, yelling, punching, and throwing on an average of 13 times during the observations. what do you want the a number of Sam's aggressive behaviors to be? In other words, it's 13 time.
We want to have that reduced. 13 times per day, when we can bring that down to say 4 or 3 times a day, that can be manageable.
Can you describe the actual thing that happens when the behavior did not occur?
If the behavior did not occur, it's when Sam is in a free time, like non-structured activities, like recess, lunch, free time in the classroom, those behavior will not happen. But when academic work is presented, Sam will engage in those behaviors.
Could you describe the precise thing he does?
He will kick. Before he even he will begin to make his face, fry his face is frisk, begin to wipe on his clothes. And the next thing you see, Sam will start screaming, kicking, and then he will start yelling at his peers, and he will begin to complain that his peers are teasing him.
Are there other times?
Yeah, there are times when the behavior will not happen, but the behavior always happens when academic work is presented. Even when we are transitioning from one activity to another, the behavior will happen. Same when he's transitioning from music to gym, will be a problem. But when you transition from gym to recess, there will be no problem.
So let us go back to the observation sheet again. During the 3 days of the observations, things that happen before Sam exhibit aggressive behaviors includes when redirected, told to stop, remain in his seat to stop.
Yes, those are the real things. Once you redirect Sam, Sam get upset.
So Sam gets attention and sometimes escape tasks like he screamed and threw his chocolate at you. You told him to take any snack, and when you asked him to put his trash in his trash bin, he hits you and peers, and you threw the garbage in the trash can.
Yes, I did that because I wanted to make sure to focus on the class. Because Sam's whole thing is that he wants attention. So by even helping him, even though I knew I was giving him attention, but he helped to keep the class going because Sam would not put the trash in the trash bin.
Okay, Sam got attention and escaped the task of throwing his trash away. I'm not blaming you. So for example, let's say Sam was aggressive by hitting, screaming, yelling, punching, and throwing stuff. This behavior seems to be related to requests, directions for demands from teachers. We want to reduce this behavior and help him produce more positive ways of responding to aggression. Is that right?
Yes, I want him to start. I want him to use his voice to tell us what he wants, then using aggression. So by helping him to reduce that aggressive behavior, by even verbalizing his feelings, talking about the trigger of his behavior, and managing the behavior to focus on completing tasks, we will be very happy at the school. And Sam will be able to benefit from the services we provide here at the school.
We need to try something different. Should we teach a more positive way to get attention?
I think so. I think he should get attention by completing his work. If you want MMM that he loves to do, when he wants to get on the computer, we can give him all of that once he can complete the work. Those can be reinforced so that we think can replace the screaming and yelling.
Is there any specific way that you can give Sam a positive attention if he acts appropriately and avoid hitting, punching, yelling, screaming at others?
Yes, we always give him reward. He loves to get on the color code. He loves to get a positive points. We can do all of that once he can follow instructions and remain in his seat and avoid hitting peers.
For example, if Sam requests, like you say he does, in asking for toys, should you praise him?
Yes, when he asks for toys appropriately, we'll praise him. We'll give both verbal praise. We'll give a thumbs up. He loves 10 thumbs up. We'll give computer time. All of the preferences within his reservoir that he loves, we'll give it to him. But our goal is to make sure that Sam reduces his aggressive behavior.
Having heard the explanation, is there any means of route of explanation?
Yeah, we always want to make sure that Sam is able to listen to instructions. Because he reacts. By the time he says Sam, you will say, what? What? Then he began to scream. We don't want him to scream. We want him to listen to the instruction and see what we are about to tell him. Then just waiting and just what? We don't want him to do that because it's very disruptive.
All right, we will put it in a plan so that we can initiate it. Besides helping Sam how to talk about his feelings, can we also be showing him how he can get positive attention without hitting, screaming, yelling, punching at peers, and throwing stuff?
Yes, we shouldn't do that.
Then we should follow the modeling. So let us see if the plan and strategies are working so we can monitor that plan. The understanding here is that you will give Sam attention in helping him to talk about his feelings, and we will give him attention when he stops hitting, screaming, yelling, and punching. So I will give you this data sheet and you can continue the process of recording the data, date, time, on the number of times Sam will scream, yell, hit, and punch others in his column. And at that time, he will talk about his feelings and seek positive attention on his sheet. The tally will help us to see if Sam's problem behavior is reducing or increasing.
That's good. We'll follow that.
You are correct. And so you should use this other sheet to recall the replacement behavior, like the behaviors that we want him to perform, like talking about his feelings and stop hitting, screaming, and yelling.
I will do that.
All right. Can we continue that and see how it comes out?
Yes.
I will also continue to observe him as well. Remember to only recall in the interval time range the aggressive behavior occurs in the field in which the action did not happen under the data and time.
I will surely do.
So our next step will be to have a problem evaluation interview in 2 weeks. What that means is that we will meet again and we will discuss if our plan is working or not, and to determine the factors that are responsible for the plan to work or not to work, and to see what we can do differently. I will call to check on how things are going during the 2 weeks before the next interview. However, what is the best time and day can we meet in the next 2 weeks?
Monday through Thursdays, I'm free.
What is the best day and time can we meet?
Most likely we can meet by 1:30 to 3.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Is it off?